Hey guys, welcome to the 6th Round Podcast, Bellator edition. I'm your host as always, MaddDogg Miller. Today we're going to be breaking down Bellator 94, but before we get to that, a little bit of recap on Bellator 93. It was a really good night. We actually made some money if you follow me on Twitter, because that's how you follow my bets. I know originally on the show I was saying how I parlayed Travis View and Dave Jensen, and I did. And then I ended up flopping with View being knocked out, which I was extremely impressed with Martinez. I don't know where he has been the last two fights, because he certainly didn't look like that. But very impressive knockout for Ryan Martinez, knocking out Travis View, which busted my parlay and forced me to go down triple the amount onto Dave Jensen, who ended up being plus money. So we actually ended up making money in that card thanks to Dave Jensen. Not much, but hey, it's there. So that's why it's important to follow me on Twitter, guys, so I can recap bets. But today we're going to be breaking down Bellator 94. Only 4 fights to break down. Before we get to that, really interesting note, there's actually 2 strawweight fights in the women's division in Bellator with Jessica Aguilar versus Patricia Vidic and Felice Herring versus Heather Clark. I don't really know why this wasn't made into a tournament. I think Bellator could really stand to make some money and really expand their market with a female division, especially a strawweight, especially, again, with Jessica Aguilar and Felice Herring, as popular as they are, especially Felice Herring. She's not that hard to look at, let's be honest. And I really think that I don't see why they didn't make this into a tournament. All I needed was 2 more fights. They could have made a tournament to a belt. But you know what? I'm ignorant. I don't know the answer. And this is just me ranting. You know what? Rant over. Let's get to Bellator 94 with your Bellator breakdown. Alright, first fight we're breaking down is the middleweight bout between Luis Melo and Trey Houston. This is kind of an interesting bout. Luis Melo making his Bellator debut. He's riding a 5-fight win streak coming to this fight. Really, he has a really good record. I mean, this guy's been around the block. He's been in the game for quite a while. I believe his record is 28-11. And this guy has been all over the place. And this is finally his Bellator debut. Really kind of his first big promotion. I know he's done a few medium-sized shows. He's coming against Trey Houston. But Luis Melo coming in as the underdog at plus 120. Actually, oh wait, this fight's actually even money. Both guys are plus 120. Although I do expect Melo to go to the underdog before the line closes, before the fight, actually, the cage door closes and the fight starts. But yeah, negative 120. He's really well-rounded. He's got great skills pretty much everywhere. I mean, when you've been in the game as long as him, you can strike, you can, bang and stuff. But he also isn't famous for having a great chin and isn't famous for having submission defense. It's kind of weird that he can be so good in so many areas and so poor in so many areas. So he's really what you call the wild card. Especially coming to a guy like Trey Houston. Trey Houston, 10-1, coming off his very first loss. He's 1-1 in Bellator so far. And he trains at the Miletich Fighting Systems, Pat Miletich, a longtime member there. And he's really well-rounded, but he has never gone the distance. This guy is a true finisher. Like, yeah, he's coming off his first loss. He got submitted and in Bellator. But he is a finisher. He comes out aggressive. He starts aggressive, and he finishes aggressive the whole time. He has great cardio, great kickboxing, awesome submissions. And he really looks to take people down, ground and pound. And he's basically a really weaker version of GSP. Not in so much the technique version, but in the he tries to do the opposite of what you do version. He will, if you want to stand and bang, he'll take you down and hit you on the ground, try to submit you. If you want to be on the ground, he'll keep it standing and strike with you. Which makes it interesting, because against a guy like Melo, very well-rounded as well. I really don't know what's going to happen here. And at even money, I'm not even tempted to make a bet. I'm going to leave this one be and just enjoy it as a fan. Next bout is a bantamweight fight. Rodrigo Lima versus Ronnie Man. This is actually a very exciting fight. This is just recently put onto the main card for the Spike program. And I'm pretty excited about this. Let's start with Rodrigo Lima. Rodrigo is 0-1 in Bellator. He's coming off his very first loss. Really well-rounded guy, but he's a member of Team Nogueira, and he's very well known for his subs. He's got great subs, but he does have decent striking. He can stand and bang on the feet. But he's coming as the underdog at plus 115, and I really thought he'd actually be more of an underdog. I'm amazed it's so close, especially because he's kind of lesser known, and really his only mainstream fight being in Bellator, he lost. And he actually lost a decision to some Japanese guy's name that I can't possibly pronounce. But, yeah, long-time member of Team Nogueira, great submissions, and that's what I think he's going to go for. He's going to try and take down Ronnie and work from there. But Ronnie, man, 21-5-1 record, bringing that in. He's the favorite, negative 155. This guy is probably one of my favorite prospects in Bellator. Right now, he's 3-2 in Bellator. He's got great wrestling, great striking, and he's really hard to finish. This guy, he's so fun to watch because you don't know what he's going to do. He can take it down. He likes to ground and pound, but he also likes to stand on his feet. And he has a very different striking style. You don't know what he's going to do. I mean, he throws flying knees from different places, and he's going to be fun to watch. That's all I really got to say about this. But really, with my pick is Ronnie, but at -155, I'm not so sure about it. I might parlay him with a later member, David Rickles, but we'll get to that. But really, none of these bets are finalized yet. I haven't made any plays. I'm basically going to wait till the weigh-in comes out, which the weigh-in will be here in a few hours. This video's a day early. But yeah, once again, guys, follow me on Twitter, MaddDogg. That's how I actually post all my bets before the show. So yeah, right now my pick is Ronnie. And that leads us into the Season 8 205 final. These light heavyweights actually, both guys, upset the heavy favorites at the start of the tournament. At the start of the tournament, if you asked anybody, any favorite analyst, anybody with a brain, they would have said, well, if I had to pick somebody, it'd be King Mo and Babalu Sobral to meet in the finals. Both these guys knocked out the favorites, and both of them knocked them out with spinning back fists. I mean, weird coincidence, but hey, it happened. Let's start with Emmanuel Newton. Emmanuel Newton, really amazing guy. If you've listened to my video, I threw him to the wind. I thought King Mo was going to destroy him, but, King Mo came out with his hands a little bit low, favoring a Philly shell style, and, you get hit, it happens. And Emmanuel Newton, longtime veteran, he's going to be coming in as the underdog at -125, or -115. And that's what's interesting to me is that both these guys are so high, because I don't think even the cappers know what's going to happen. This fight is so up in the air. We have Emmanuel Newton coming in with a record of 27-1. I really envision most of his skills being on the ground. I mean, yeah, he throws spinning kicks, and yeah, he's knocked out King Mo with a spinning back fist. He has this very awkward fighting style, and he does have power from weird angles, but not really. He's not really a technical striker, and he's not really a. I won't say technical. I'll say orthodox. He's not orthodox at all, but most of his work is on the ground, especially coming against a guy like Mikhail Zayats, who's 21-6. He's the favorite right now at -125. We'll see if that holds, because I believe that Newton's win over King Mo holds a little bit more air than Zayats' win over Babalu. But definitely, Zayats looked amazing in his win over Jacob No. He actually basically took him down and didn't let him do anything. It was a really impressive performance. So he displayed his ground skills, which most people thought, it's a spinning back fist fluke when he knocked out Babalu. Well, no, he actually does have ground skills. He's very well rounded. This guy is a champion. If you watch my earlier videos, I'm talking about all his Muay Thai and karate championships that he has all over Russia. This guy's been in the game for a long time. And this fight, I don't even have a pick for it. If I had to pick somebody, it's Mikhail Zayats. But again, follow me on Twitter, guys, for any bets posted, because so far, my wallet and myself are staying away. Which leads us into the posted main event of the evening, Bellator 94, the lightweight final, Syed Awad versus David Rickles. Syed Awad, we're going to start with him. He actually defeated De La Renzi and Will Brooks, who I had touted. Will Brooks is young, but that guy, he has such a bright future in MMA. And Syed Awad knocked him out in less than a minute. Syed Awad, so far, king of the flash KO. If there's one thing, I've underestimated him. He's been a consistent underdog in this show, and he has consistently surprised me. He's going to come in with a record of 14-4. He is the underdog at +150. I actually thought it'd be more, but I'm starting to think people realize that this guy has power in his hands, and he can put you down. You better watch out for that first minute, because he's going to come out and try and knock your head off. And I'm not going to say it's not going to happen, because hey, it can happen. But really, the flash KO, if there's one person at 155 in Bellator that I could say it won't happen beside Michael Chandler, it's David Rickles. This guy's chin isn't only tested, he lets you hit him. That's really what's the subject here, is David Rickles coming to the record of 13-1. He's the favorite at -175. I'll probably end up parlaying him. But 13-1, that one loss coming to Carl Amasu by split decision, which he, in my opinion, won, but hey, it was a really close fight. But like I said, David Rickles has a history of getting hit. I mean, he gets hit often. He has a really awesome chin, but, for that first little bit, you really got to watch out for Syed Awad, which, people always see him, he does the flash KO. Well, he is very well-rounded. Syed Awad does have ground skills. He does have wrestling, although we haven't really seen it yet. But against a guy like David Rickles, if this fight gets to the ground, it'll definitely be David Rickles' show. And, a guy like David Rickles, awesome ground game, awesome submissions, and really good wrestling, but especially the big thing is going to be cardio. And so my pick is definitely David Rickles. And with that, I conclude this little breakdown of Bellator 94. As always, guys, check out our main sponsor, the MMAmovement.com. They just added the new shop feature, so you can buy t-shirts and hats and stuff. Make sure to check that out and pick one up. Join the movement. Get moving, guys. Enjoy the fights.